Good day everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are looking at equations and equalities, and we are specifically looking at parabolas. We need to copy and complete the following table. Suppose we are given the following table. X, all the intervals of x are -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. And in this case, we are told that y is equals to x squared. So what this essentially means by calculations, we have y is equals to, so with substitution, so when you substitute this value here, in other words, x in this case is -3, so let's go ahead and plug it in. So we have -3 raised to the second power, keeping maintaining that power there. Y is equals to 3 times 3 gives us 9. So we know that we have positive 9 here. That's our output. So our y is equals to 9. So moving forward by calculations, we have y is equals to, this time we are plugging in -2. This value here. Still raising it to the second power. Y is equals to 2 times 2 gives us 4. So we have 4 here. So y in this case for -1 will be 1 times 1 gives us 1, 0 times, this is 0. 1 times 1 will give us 1, 2 times 2 will give us 4, and then 3 times 3 will give us 9. Now, clearly we can see that this kind of graph is a parabola, as indicated here. Now, what does this mean? It means that it is a curve. So, to plot or represent that graph on our Cartesian plane or set of on our coordinates, or these coordinates on the Cartesian plane rather. So when x is equals to 3 or -3, y is equals to 9. So looking at that, so when x is equals to -3, y is equals to +9, which is beyond the scope of the sketch. When x is equals to -3, y is equals to 9 is somewhere vague. I'm not going to be able to plot that. Let's move on to the next interval. So we have -2 when x is equals to -2, y is equals to 4 and it's positive. So the intercept is at this point here, addressing that. When x is equals to -1, y is equals to 1. So here is our intercept when x is equals to -1, y is equals to 1. And then when x is equals to 0, y is also equals to 0. So that's at our origin, which is this point here. Okay. And then when x is equals to 1, y is also equals to 1. So we have x being 1 and y being 1 there as well. When x is equals to 2, y is equals to 4. That's our point V. So this is our point V. This is our intercept V. So what this means essentially is to actually construct a graph that looks like this by joining all the points on this graph. So our graph will look like times there, x is equals to 0, y is equals to 0. That's how our graph will look like. So x is equals to 3, y is equals to 9. So our graph will look like this. So essentially what this means now, this graph is a graph that represents y is equals to x squared. Okay. Now let's look at the next sets of coordinates in terms of our graph. or graphical notation. So let's erase this one. So essentially now when you look at
it's
our
19 hours.
second division of graph construction, so we are told that this time y is equals to x squared minus 4. So we have to carry out our calculations as normal. So technically what we have here, we have y is equals to, so when you substitute this time, when you substitute -3 where x is, so let's go ahead and substitute -3 and raise that to the second power, maintaining our constant. Y is equals to 3 times 3 gives us 9 minus 4. So y is equals to 5. So here we get 5 this time. So essentially what we have now is to actually let's look at the second pair. So we have this time we're substituting -2 where x is. So we have -2 raised to the second power, maintaining our constant, which is -4. Y is equals to 2 times 2 gives us 4 minus 4. Y is simply 0. So our output is 0 in this case. In fact, we use the same color. So we have 0. So -1 minus 4, addressing this one here, we'll get -5. So 0 minus 4 will get -4. Okay, to address this one using x there as 0 this time. Okay, and then when x is equals to 1, in fact, this will be misleading to a certain extent, and it will be viable to actually carry out the calculations as part of the permutation for applying this graphically. So let's see what happens when x is equals to -1. So we have -1 raised to the second power minus 2, sorry, minus 4. Y is equals to 1 times 1 gives us 1, subtract 4. Y is equals to -3. Okay, makes sense now. Okay, I'm gonna need that space. So it's very important to carry out the calculations systematically so that one is able to derive the correct answer. So y is equals to, this time is 0. So we have x, remember this is our original equation. This one here. That's what we are addressing there. So y is equals to, this time x is equals to 0 minus 4. Any value, it's a 0 raised to the second power, it's just simply 0 minus 4. Y is equals to -4. So we have -4 there. Y is equals to, this time we have 1 raised to the second power minus 4. So we have 1 times 1 is equals to 1 minus 4 is equals to -3. Okay, we're going to have 0 this time here. And we're going to have lastly 5 as output since it's parabolic. Now, in essence now, what we need to do now is to actually find the intercepts of these two coordinates when x is equals to -3, y is equals to 5 in this case. Essentially, what this means, it means that when x is equals to -3, y is equals to 5. So it is somewhere there. When x is equals to -2, y is equals to 0. So that's the point there. When x is equals to negative 1, y is equals to negative 3. So that's the point there. When x equals to negative 3, y is equals to, oops, that's the point there. When x is equals to 0, y is equals to negative 4. That's the pen. Is equals to negative 4. That's the point there. When x is equals to 1, y is equals to negative 3. That's the point there. When x is equals to 2, y is equals to 0. That's the point there. And then finally, when x, in fact, this is actually addressing 2. When x is equals to 2, y is 0. That's the point. And then finally, when x is equals to 3, y is 5. So it's somewhere there. Okay. So essentially what this means now is to join all these points by means of a line. Like this. And this line represents y is equals to x squared minus 4. Now, there's one important aspect that I like to emphasize with regards to this. This negative 4 here, the y-intercept, tells us that the graph will pass at negative 4. So it will intercept at negative 4 for y. In other words, the y-intercept, that indicates the y-intercept, meaning that it will pass at negative 4. That's what it means essentially. And in a nutshell, that looks like we've covered the question and we've completed the table as well. So please don't forget to practice, like, share, and subscribe to my channel so that I can be able to create more content. And don't forget to practice mathematics. Stay safe. Take care. Goodbye.